Beer, 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 beer. Oh, hey guys, it's Craig Bielik here with Crowd Surfing. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Guess where we're at? We're at the Salt Lake Beer Festival. Yeah, baby. We got beer. We got good food. We got beer. We got music. We got beer. We got beer. Did I mention beer? Hey, come on into the beer festival if you like beer. Even if you don't like beer, come on in because we got beer. Look, right here. Okay, so, you come to the beer festival, and of course you're going to see beer. You're going to see really good beer. But you also see food, like this stuff right here. Why don't you tell the folks out there who you are, what this is, and, anything you want to say about it is fine, because I'm going to be eating. Is that all right? Can I just eat? Can I eat that one right there?
Pick right off the plate. That's totally fine.
That one right there? Okay, so you take it away. I'm really not going to eat your food, even though I want to. But you take it away and tell us who you are and what's going on here.
Okay, so we are Cedars of Lebanon Restaurant. We have been around for 31 years now. We're the first Mediterranean Middle Eastern restaurant in downtown Salt Lake City.
So I'm at the City Weekly Beer Fest, and what do you know? I ran into some beer. This is incredible. This is Hoppers, and you know what? I've been to Hoppers. I know where Hoppers is, right? Down there in Murray, right?
In Midville area.
Midville, okay, yeah, all right. I got it. It was the M kind of thing.
Yeah, same thing.
What is so special about Hoppers beer?
Well, we make our own handcrafted beers, so it's just completely unique.
Yeah.
Nothing like a domestic beer. We make our own unique flavors, make it all in hoppers.
Yeah.
Have a little.
Guy just said, what do you want to talk about? We're talking about beer. Why else are we here? We're talking about Beer Fest. This is Shades of Pale Brewing. Now, I know Shades of Pale because you can buy your product in the 24-ounce bottles.
Yeah, 22-ounce bottles. That's right. 22-ounce bottles in the grocery stores.
Yeah, like right in Smith's and Albertsons and places like that. Exactly. Now, here's the thing. You can buy a lot of beer in Smith and Albertsons, but you guys actually sell good beer in Smith's and Albertsons.
It's all good, right? It just depends on, what you like to drink and what kind of styles you like.
We serve kind of a melting pot of different things, Mediterranean dishes overall, Moroccan, Armenian, Lebanese. You'll see some of the dishes right over here. We've got the pastilla. This is a Moroccan-inspired dish. The chicken is glazed in honey and then wrapped in a phyllo dough and sprinkled with some cinnamon. So it's a little bit on the sweet side, very eclectic. This one here is the falafel sandwich. That's popular. Everybody knows that. Delicious vegetarian dish. Over here we've got the muhammara. That's the spicy walnut and pomegranate dip. Goes perfectly with beer. So that's a big
That's a good thing to have here today. Perfect for beer.
Yes.
Well, we're not very far into it today, but I'm watching him pour right there. So far, what's been the most popular Hoppers beer?
Our McGee's Red Ale.
McGee's Red Ale.
McGee's Red Ale, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you had me at ale. I mean, the McGee's makes it even better. What is McGee's Red Ale? Is that one he poured right there?
It is, right there. That amber-colored one. It's going to be a malty caramel taste to it.
I'm sorry. Our interview just got blown because I just ran into two people that I know. I think one of them's my bishop, actually.
Oh, really?
I think,
at a beer fest.
So, or at least that's what he's saying. So what is your name and what do you do for Shades of Pale?
My name's Trent.
Okay.
And I do everything. So mostly scrub floors.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm basically a janitor.
Yeah?
Brewing's about 10% of the job, and the rest is accounting, cleaning, and cleaning.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because you produce good beer. What's the popular pour here today? First off, walk us through some of your brand.
Yeah, so we brought 4 styles with us here today. We start with our Publican Pale Ale, which is a West Coast pale, citrus, pineapple, grapefruity.
And then, of course, the homemade hummus dip, which everyone knows, the ground chickpeas in the lemon juice. And then right over here, we've got the chocolate mousse. This is French-style whipped chocolate mousse made with real blocks of dark chocolate. Yeah. So that's the real stuff, not the...
So how is chocolate mousse Mediterranean then? I'm a little confused here. I mean, what's going on?
Well, in Morocco, there's a lot of French-inspired dishes, as well as in Lebanon. It used to be a French colony, so that's pretty much where it comes from. And pastry and all those types of things. From the Middle East, they love those types of dishes. So
see that you got a history lesson here today. You didn't even know that was going to happen. I interrupted you. I am so sorry. And you're talking about hoppers and all that. You know what? I've got a fundamental question for you. First off, who are you? What's your name?
Nancy.
Nancy from Hoppers. Mm-hmm. Very good. Nancy, why do people like beer?
Why do people like beer? I mean, it's a social, it brings everybody together. It's what's not to like about it?
Exactly.
It makes you feel good after a couple,
Exactly. Makes you feel even better after a couple more, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Four Plate Porter is an English brown porter. It's got nice caramel, chocolate, coffee, espresso flavors.
Wait a minute, that's the one that I buy, and I love it.
Yeah, Four Plate's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty tasty. And we also have Ready to Fly Amber Ale, which we released about 10 weeks ago or so. We did a documentary film release for the movie Ready to Fly for the women's ski jumpers up in Park City.
Oh, okay.
So that's how that came about. It's got kind of raisin and plum flavors to it. It's nice, medium bitterness, not as bitter as our pale.
Okay, so I'm just going to take exception to one thing you said. You said we've been around for 31 years. I don't think you've been around for 31 years. I mean,
No.
Come on. But you can say.
Time's been good to me, but I personally have not been around for 31 years. But my family has it as a family-owned business, and I am second generation. So, we love Salt Lake, and we love the locals, and that's pretty much, we've been around this place forever. So.
And everyone knows your restaurant. I mean, seriously, everyone eats at Cedars from Lebanon. I mean, why wouldn't they?
To hear, of course. Why not? We've got belly dancers on the weekends. It's a party.
All right, how can people find out about Hoppers? Let's say they live somewhere far away, like some distant country like Roy or something like that. How would they know?
I would say, obviously by this television piece, of course, you can find out about Hoppers. Also, you can just find us online, hoppers.com, or just if you're ever in the Midville area at all,
Hoppers.com.
And then finally, we've got our Jack Wagon Wheat, which is an American type Hefeweizen, biscuity, nutty, weedy, hint of lemon at the end.
Okay. All right. I don't want to give away a secret or anything here, but what is the secret to a good beer? What makes a good beer? I mean, I was talking to a guy a little while ago, and he's like, all beer tastes alike. And I'm like, are you serious? Come on. What makes a good beer?
I really think it's about the brewer and the palate of the brewer. Trying to create something unique they like to drink and sharing it with somebody else. So it's about the passion that goes into it.
Cool. Oh, belly dancers. Hey, are you holding auditions? I mean, what do you think? I mean,
To have a male belly dancer back in the day. I'm not sure if we'll be taking on another one, but maybe if you're good enough, hey.
All right, well, there you go, folks. All right, you guys decide. Good enough, okay? Am I good enough? What do you think? What do you think, huh?
Don't lie.
I don't have any dance, but I got the belly, that's for sure. All right, how can people find out about Cedars of Lebanon? Let's say they live somewhere really far away, like Roy or someplace like that. I mean, how can they find out about Cedars of Lebanon?
Well, our website is this cedarsoflebanonrestaurant.com. We've got all the information on there. We've got pictures. We've got the full menu. And just come down and see us. We're there all the time, and we love visitors. We love to come and chit-chat with customers one-on-one. So you definitely feel the family atmosphere there. So come check us out if you like the family kind of environment.
Yeah, come to Cedars of Lebanon. They love you. One last question. Are there, in fact, any grasshoppers in this beer?
Oh, yeah, plenty. No, none.
That's the secret, folk. Hoppers Ale. Why aren't you down here at the Beer Fest having some right now? For heaven's sakes, get off that couch and drink some beer.
You should. I'm like, you should.
Thank you. How can people find out about Shades of Pale?
Well, you can go to our website, www.shadesofpale.com. You can also come up to the brewery and find us on the corner of Woodbine and Munchkin.
Yeah.
We do sell out of the brewery. Unfortunately, we don't have a tasting room, just a production brewery at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys need to, you know what I want to see? I want to see a tasting room where I can just lay under the tap and then you guys can just turn it on.
Do a keg stand, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Just for the record, ABC, there are no keg stands at Shades of Pale Brewing, right?
Not currently. Wink, wink. No.
That's true. Great way. So, Beer Festival, you expect to see beer. I knew I was going to see food. I knew I was going to see interesting people. I did not know I was going to see the excommunicated Mormon drinking team right here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, all of a sudden I started laughing.
We've done this for years where we started this just because we like to go to Beer Fest and like to drink beer. So that's why we're here, and we're just enjoy a good time here in Salt Lake.
So this is just a shill for you, an excuse for you guys to come in and drink beer, right?
That's how it started, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Beer fan Miles right here. And look, you can tell he's a beer fan because he's got a beer in his hand. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the...
You're brinking.
I'm drinking.
Yeah,
I'm drinking.
He's brinking, folks.
The Hopper Red Ale.
The Hopper Red Ale that we were just talking about, right? Okay, well, Miles, how big of a beer fan are you? I mean, what do you know about beer?
Not much.
Really?
I just know that I like it.
Okay, so what's the difference between an ale and a lager?
A lager and an ale, not much. I like the ale better.
Shh, you shouldn't say that because there are beer people here that definitely know the difference between an ale and a lager, and you could receive a severe beating for not knowing that and all that. All right.
All I know is the ale's better.
Here we are at the National Accounting Convention. No, I'm kidding you. It's Beer Fest. And, you know, I would have been so disappointed if I had not ran into someone like you at Beer Fest. Tell me your name. Don't say it's Helga because I already know it is. All right. Who are you? What are you doing at Beer Fest?
My name is Alexandra. I come from Bavaria. I think it's obvious.
Yeah?
And I'm drinking beer here.
Of course. What else would we be doing at Beer Fest? So do you own this outfit, or is this something you borrowed? Or
That is mine.
yeah. Well, you got to tell me about some of your products. And I mean, seriously, I'm laughing here. And ask people. I don't laugh a lot. Look at this. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. You take it from here.
You know,
It sort of explains itself, doesn't it?
yeah, it does. I don't know. It's, those are our garments that we sell for, you know, only
You said garments.
that's a technical term, right?
Oh man, I'm watching the clouds for lightning. I mean, I'm trying to be really careful here.
I've been expecting to get struck down for a long time now.
Okay, so what is your favorite kind of over-the-counter beer? You know, one that you can buy like at Smith's or whatever.
Sessions.
Sessions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Never even heard of it.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can buy that in like Smith's and stuff.
You have to go to a liquor store.
Oh.
But it's good. Over the counter, Rocket Bike, which they have a booth right over here.
Right over there? I don't believe you. I'm going to follow you over there and drink some.
Do it.
Just to make sure. Just to make sure. Are you having any good beer?
Oh, yes, definitely. I like your beers. Absolutely.
You like our beers?
Yes, I do.
Not my beer personally. I didn't make this beer or anything like that. What have you had so far today that's been good?
I just had this one here that's been lovely. Yeah, delicious.
Yeah? Well, look at the crowd you guys are drawing.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, you do pretty well, I would think.
We do okay. You know, we hear a lot of stories. A lot of people like to buy our stuff. We see them out on, I don't think we have, customers. I think we have fans. People, they want to be a part of the team. That's why we're a team, so.
Okay, so if people can't make it down to Beer Fest, how can they find out about you?
They can find us. You just Google Ex-Mormon Drinking Team, or we're on Facebook. It's xcmdt.com, and you can get our products online.
Fundamental question here. Why do people, and even more importantly, why does Miles like beer?
What kind of question is that? Beer is is how God shows you that He loves you.
Man, that is prophetic.
That's right.
That could have been said by somebody wise. Like Ben Franklin.
I don't think
I looked it up. I looked it up, Miles. I did. I looked it up. But you know what? But he's been dead. He can't sue you.
That's right.
Yeah, go for it.
That's
Cheers, beers.
Cheers.
I'm sorry, but you should have a dark beer. One of those really thick ones, kind of that takes like 15 minutes to pour.
But I need a bigger glass then. I need the Maß, the Stein.
I mean that size glass for beer in your country is probably illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, look in the camera right there and tell people to come to Beer Fest.
Thank you.
No. You look in the camera and tell people to come to Beer Fest.
Guys, come on. Come over and drink some beers with us.
Perfect. You guys ever thought about setting a booth up outside a ward or something some Sunday? It's captive audience, right?
We're still in a business. We got to sell shirts too. If we wanted to make a statement, maybe. But we're here to have a good time. Everyone has a good time with our shirts at the Beer Fest anyway.
And of course, no offense is meant.
None whatsoever.
No, we're not here to be in the face of anybody. But we definitely enjoy being here and going to bars and doing that scene. But we're not going to go sit out in front of the ward house.
Well, you said you held still long enough for my interview, and that's really cool. I kind of like these guys, and I think they're really funny too. And I'm telling you, you're going to sell just about every daggum thing you got here today.
All right. Oh, we hope so. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you.
All
right.
Cheers.
Really appreciate it, guys. Folks, there's now a lot of breweries in Salt Lake, but in my mind, the original, going back, 25, 26, 27 years, is Squatters, right? What was the year?
Wasatch, 1986.
Oh, it was a Wasatch?
Yep. Yeah, Greg Scherf started the first craft brewery in Utah in 1986 in Park City, Utah, in a storage unit.
Yeah, right up there. And he, the way I understand it, he really didn't have any experience, right? I mean, he just decided he'd do it.
Sure, he had experience. You know, he was a college student from the Midwest, from Milwaukee. I mean, he had plenty of drinking experience. He understood beer.
Where is Firestone Walker? I need that.
I know, that's a great brewery, isn't it? I mean, delicious.
I don't know, that's why I'm asking you.
Well, you know what? If you don't know, I'm not going to tell you because it's a secret.
What brewery would you suggest?
What was that?
What brewery would you suggest?
You know what? You can't go wrong with any of them, but Firestone, Epic, Wasatch, Rooster.
Firestone. Give us Firestone.
Roosters.
Okay.
Roosters is right over there, right?
I got that one.
But you got to find Firestone.
Yes. So.
Did you get a map?
Well, there's no map in here. Do you have a map? I would love a map.
So walking around Beer Fest right here, and I actually run into somebody I kind of know. And I say kind of know because if I say I know you, then people are going to think I'm like celebrity, you know, kind of hunting or something like that. But for those of you who don't know.
TMZ?
Yes, exactly.
I thought this was TMZ, but okay.
So now you're not going to agree to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Bill Frost writes for City Weekly, writes a column called Tube Town.
Actually, it's called True TV.
Is it?
Well, thanks for paying attention, but yeah.
I read it every single week.
It used to be called that.
Oh, okay. So you changed.
Yeah, there was a whole lawsuit.
You know, so he brought that here with him and got here and he thought, God, there's no good beer here. We got to get some good beer here. So he had a lawyer friend. They looked at the state laws and they found a loophole and started brewing his own beer with his brewmaster was named Millie then. She was one of the first women ever to actually brew beer for a business, craft brewery, except we were called microbreweries back then. Yeah. Started in '86. Squatters, which was owned by Peter Cole and Jeff Polacronis, they started up in 1989. Then we merged. It was started at a co-op in 2000 as a company where basically bottled the beer and produced the beer out of one central location.
I would direct you to Firestone, but here's the problem. Here's why I can't. I don't know where it's at.
But you told us it was good, but you don't have a clue.
I've drank Firestone beer. I really have.
So I need to drink it too. So
all right, come on. We'll find somebody to help you. Hang on.
Okay.
Let's look for somebody that looks like they've had Firestone.
All right. What do they look like exactly? Oh, you don't even know who to talk to.
Well, they're happy. They're just generally happy and all.
I'm happy and I have no idea where it is. We'll keep looking. We'll let you know if we find.
Right, I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys find it and tell me? Why do I have to do everything?
Because you have the microphone. No.
This is the greatest interview of my life, folks. Go find Firestone. Go away. All right, so let's suppose that there's some ignoramus out there. Let's say some guy that lives in,
suppose that.
Roy or something, and he doesn't read True TV. What is True TV?
It's a television column that tells you what you should watch and what you shouldn't watch. Right. It gives you tells you watch this, maybe watch this, and no way in hell should you ever watch this.
You know, a lot of people
gives you 3 options.
Right. Okay, that's right. Yeah, but you always have 3 funny names for it.
Yeah. Try to come up, now, later, never. Sometimes it's usually more clever than that. But
it really is, and I like it a lot. I really do.
I try to take as much thinking out of it as possible, really. Star ratings like 5 stars, 4 stars, that's too much thinking and math. This just tells you, I'll do it now, or I'll do it later, or I will never do it.
They were still two individual companies that all the beer was produced out of one brewery, hence the co-op. So, and then all the brew pubs stayed separate, owned by each one of them. They own their own brew pubs and that, and everything. And then this last fall, we became a singular company in the sense that we took on an investor that helped grow our company. Because at the rate we were growing, we were kind of growing a little faster than your pocketbook keeps up with. This is a nice way of putting it, to expand. And we had some investors out of Boston called Fireman's that invested in us to help us expand our business so that we could grow our out-of-state business and, grow our in-state business too, which is our lifeline.
So you come to Brewfest to try beer, but you know what? Here's the thing. You can also come to Brewfest to learn how to brew your own beer. Is that right?
Absolutely, and you can make every bit as good of a beer you try here as you can at home, and it's easier than you think.
Really? You know, because I think there's a lot of people out there that want to make their own beer, but they probably think, oh man, that's going to be hard, and I'm not a good cook, and I ruined my last souffle and all that other stuff. Can the average guy make beer?
Well, I'm not going to guarantee that if you ruin your souffle, you can make good beer, but you know, if you have a little bit of patience and you know what you like, you can absolutely make a great beer at home. And we have all the ingredients and equipment you would need down at our store to do it, and we can give you all the instructions you would need to make it happen. We have classes for beginning, intermediate, and advanced.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people out there are probably like going, hey, that guy gets to watch TV all day. Man, I want that job. But I want you folks to know that he doesn't watch TV all day. Sometimes he comes to Beer Fest.
Yeah, and then I drink beer, which is like, you know, it's all rough stuff, really. Yeah. This is journalism 101. You got to drink, and you got to come and hang out with the unwashed masses.
Absolutely. Okay, 3 things on TV people should be watching right now.
I think they're already watching it. It's called Breaking Bad. A zillion people are watching it already.
And you got to watch that quick because it's going away.
It's going away very soon. And I would also say, this is actually kind of TV, Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Sorry, Comcast. And another one I would say, watch Comedy Bang Bang on IFC. It's very funny.
Yeah.
So,
man, this guy can talk beer. I'm serious. That was like 20 minutes, you know, on that. All right, so let's get to the beer questions here. All right, difference between an ale and a lager.
An ale and a lager is basically in the brewing process, and I got to make sure I get this right because I get it backwards sometime.
Ales brew on?
The ales are you can brew faster. You can brew them in like a 2-week period because they use gravity for fermentation because it starts in the top of the kettle in the fermentation kettle and it works its way down through gravity, so it goes faster. Where lager starts at the bottom and it takes usually about 3 weeks to brew a good lager because it's got to work its way up. It's got to eat its way to the top per se.
I've actually made my own beer on several occasions, and it's quite good. And some of it's better than others. And kind of the way I do it is, you know, if it's good beer, I drink it. If it's bad beer, I drink it fast.
Or you give it away to your friends that'll drink anything, right? But it's like cooking. The more you cook, just like the more you make beer, the more you make it more to what you like to drink. So you can make beer, it's more particular to your style, and that makes, you know, the more you brew, the better it gets every time.
Well, and that's the other thing is you don't have to brew one kind of beer, right?
No, you can make whatever beer you want. You're not limited to how much alcohol it has, how much or what types of hops. You can do whatever you want. It's your beer. If you want to put bubble gum in it, cool. If you want to put peaches, cool. If you want to make a 10% stout, no big deal. It's easy to do.
You can make your own labels and put it right on the bottle, right? It can be like, you know, Danny Smith beer.
Absolutely. You can have your own brewery, whatever.
So one time I was reading your column, and this is a show called Crowd Surfing.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this show.
I know, because you said...
I said mean things about it, probably.
Well, I wouldn't say it was mean things. I mean, everybody's allowed their opinion, right?
You would think so, but, you know, talk to some cosplayers I've pissed off lately.
Yeah. There's some thin skin around, isn't there?
There's some people who are into the cosplay scene that are going to beat me to death with a foam rubber Thor hammer if I go anywhere near Comic-Con. So I'm sure you're going to go there. Say hello to everybody for me.
I felt validated. I was like, Bill noticed me. He hates me, but he noticed me. This is awesome. I was so happy. It was like I'd had 14 of those. You know how I remember the difference between ales and lagers? Okay, L stands for long and low.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You're learning here, folks. Oh, yeah. L also stands for learning.
Learning, there you go.
All right, so fundamental question here. Why do people like beer? I mean, who cares? It's beer. All beers alike. Who cares?
Now let's look at the history of the beer, you know. I mean, they used to think the Egyptians created the beer, and now there's this fantastic movie called How Beer Saved the World on Netflix that you can rent. And now they actually think the cavemen actually developed beer just by a simple mistake of having some grain sitting in a bowl type thing that they had that sat, it rained. it sat in the bowl, got hot the next day, and it fermented, and they drank it and went, woo, we feel good.
How can people find out about your business if they don't know you?
Yeah, we're Salt City Brew Supply. We're on 7200 South and 750 East. You can go to saltcitybrewsupply.com. We have all of our information there. We have a web store. Or you can give us a call at 801-849-0955.
Yeah, you can do it. Come on, brew your own beer. This guy will help you. He really will. He loves beer.
I do love beer. I wouldn't do this if I didn't.
That's right. That's right. He'd be brewing, I don't know, bubble gum or something.
I'd be drinking somebody else's beer, I guess, but I like my beer better.
Yeah, okay.
So you're still doing this crowd surfing thing, huh?
Yeah.
I thought it was canceled. But
Well, it was never up for renewal.
How are the ratings? Doing okay?
Yeah. We got 7 people watching right now.
Not doing those Breaking Bad numbers, are you?
Tell people why they should come to Beer Fest.
Because there's beer. And Craig is here.
Yeah.
And they're doing crowd surfing.
Yeah.
And there's some women not wearing very much.
Really?
And also
Where?
some dudes also equal opportunity. There's also some dudes not wearing very much either.
Man, I know. That's a kind of a fine-looking dude right over there. I mean,
oh yeah, they're everywhere. This is a good-looking crowd.
Serious. Okay, one last question. Fundamental question. Why do people like beer?
Because it's next to godliness, really. Right now I'm drinking a Priesthood Pale Ale from Unsacred. And God wants you to drink beer. It's made from things from nature.
Right. True TV, City Weekly every week. If you're not reading it, there is something wrong with you.
Yeah, you can also read the Ocho. That's even simpler. It's only 8 items. Then you're done.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
They also invented the drinking buddy dare at that point because there was like 2 cavemen there like throw it away and the other guy's like, hey, I'll give you 3 rocks to drink it. You know?
Yeah, I'll make a will if you drink that. That's what they said, you know. So
well, bless their souls for finding beer. Tell us about the beers that Squatters and Wasatch brew.
Well, pretty kind of simple is the beers we brew ales and lagers, but we brew different styles of each beer. The Wasatch side of it, we kind of were a little bit more jump out in your face style by doing like our apricot hef, raspberry, some of the fruit beers, but also doing stuff like the Devastator.
I like this lady because she came up to me and called me sweetie. Who are you?
I'm Brady Richens.
Oh, and you're at Beer Fest.
I am.
What have you had that's good?
I've had the pumpkin ale from Roosters, which is really good.
Yeah?
So, yes.
Yeah? Why do people like beer? What's the big deal?
Well, there's all kinds of connoisseurs. I'm actually first today. I usually don't like beer. I like hard liquor, but today has definitely changed my mind that there's all different kinds, and I really like that.
I come all the way to Salt Lake City, and the first person I bump into is somebody I know from Ogden. Steve!
Good to see you. How are you?
Hey, guys, this is Steve, local scene maker in Ogden. He'll tell you all about it. I don't have to tell you about it. All I got to do is drink beer and hand him the microphone. What are you doing down at Beer Fest?
I'm actually down here enjoying a little beer for a change.
Oh, so you're not working?
No, just hanging out.
No, but you're supporting your friends with?
Roosters. Drinking a lot of Roosters beer. Well, not a lot. Drink responsibly.
Yeah, and they have a booth here also,
they
right?
Do. Yeah. Great beer.
Yeah.
Our new Ghost Rider, our white IPA. Our Squatter side of the business is a little bit more refined. Yeah, our brewers and everything, they just tweak that beer to the finest minute point they can to give it just good lasting flavor and taste so that when people drink it, they just want to keep coming back.
Yes, I'm a especially big fan of Devastator. That's the one that has like the giant ram just stomping down the temple, right?
Yeah, we got to kind of...
It's not a picture. That didn't actually happen, did it?
Well, in somebody's mind it did. That's why it got created.
So
you decided to break out of the mold and just drink some darn beer, right?
I did.
Yeah. Anybody you want to say hi to? Look, there's the camera right there.
Hi, Mom. Hi, kids. And I love you guys a lot. So
she loves you so much she didn't bring you.
Next time when you're 21.
Okay, so why are we wearing a Five Wives vodka shirt at a beer fest? We know the difference between vodka and beer, right?
It's because they wouldn't let us serve it here, so we have to just wear shirts. It's a beer fest. They wouldn't allow any local spirits, so
it's not beer. It's not beer. So how do people find out about Five Wives vodka, and what is Five Wives vodka?
Five Wives vodka is a locally made Utah product made in Ogden. You can go to ogdenzonedistillery.com or fivewivesvodka.com to learn more.
Yeah. Well, one last question. Who are you?
I'm Keith Rick, and I'm the Utah State Sales Manager for Squatters Beers.
There you go. You know what? I like this guy. This guy knows beer. He knows beer history. This is Beer Fest.
I look like I drink beer.
You really do. Thank you so much. All right, so I just ran into two people who look like they've been crawling through the bushes. I mean, are you? What's going on here? Why are you guys got these hats? What's happening?
We're drinking beer. This is a beer festival, so you got to enjoy.
We're hopheads.
Hey, and wait a minute. Those are like actual hops, aren't they?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, when I saw you guys from a distance, I thought that they were like from, Michael's or something, and you stuck them on there. Those are actual hops.
Yeah, you want to smell one?
Yes, I do.
They're from the garden. Some people grow tomatoes. We grow hops.
That is so nice. I wish you folks at home could smell that. Is it good?
It's excellent.
So I said, is it good? Don't get ahead of me here. I was going to ask you if it was excellent next. Way to go. You blew the interview. God. Let's try this again.
Well, we can.
Is it good?
It's good.
Is it excellent?
It's excellent.
Is it better than excellent?
It is Utah's #1 selling vodka.
Wow. Yeah. Which in Utah means it sold like 7 bottles last year.
Several hundred cases last month. So yeah.
I'm joking. Come on, I'm joking.
Hey, you know what? They said it couldn't be done, but we're making spirits here in Utah, and they're selling great, and we love it.
I believe you, man. I've had it, and it is good.
Awesome. Thanks, sir.
It's excellent.
It is absolutely excellent.
I'm at Beer Fest, and guess what I ran into? Surprise, beer lovers. Yeah?
Yeah.
What are we drinking?
This is the Blonde Bock from Gorn Biersch. It's the that beer you have in every airport you've ever been to.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding. Is that a compliment?
It's a fact.
It's just a straight up fact. What are you drinking?
Same thing. I had to try it. He talked it up, so.
You had to try it. He forced you. This will be a lawsuit someday. He forced her to try
It's actually just math. It's the most beer per tickets you can get at that stand.
Smart beer drinkers here.
Yeah.
What kind of a hop is that? A Cascade? What is it?
It's a Pearl.
Really? And you grow them right here in Utah?
Yeah, West Bountiful.
No kidding. Do you grow a lot of hops?
Enough for me to make beer with, yeah.
And is that your preferred brand of hop?
No, I have 5 brands growing, so.
Yeah. Explain to people out there who may, I don't know, live in a cave or something and they have no idea what a hop is. What is a hop?
It's
the thing right before the skip and the jump, right?
That's right. It's what grasshoppers eat to jump.
You know what's great about Beer Fest? This has got to be the only place I could walk down the street in Utah and some guy say to me, "You want a beer? Let me fill your mug." That's what this guy did. Who are you?
My name is Mark. I'm one of the employees down at Wasatch Beers. It's fantastic. Best job you could ever imagine having.
I can imagine. So what is your personal favorite?
At the moment, it's going to be Ghost Rider. Hop Rising is #1 in the state. Now it's going to be Ghost Rider.
Okay, well then I want to try Ghost Rider. And while you're getting it for me, tell me what Ghost Rider is and why it's different than the rest.
It's a white IPA with coriander hop into it, so it makes it white and puts a citrusy flavor into it, which kind of will dominate everything else, because if you put an IPA next to that, you can totally tell the difference. You know they're IPAs, but there's that extra flavor, and you have the color of it being white.
I want to ask you a fundamental question. Are you ready? You look like a philosophy kind of guy. So I'm going to ask you, why do people like beer?
Oh my God. I mean, God invented beer so that we could be happy. He loves us for that reason.
Yeah?
And you know, I feel like I need to make God proud of me. So here we go.
Are you watching God?
Absolutely. There you go.
All right. All right. Favorite beer, what's yours?
I don't really have a favorite. I guess what gets me drunk.
Labatt Blue Light.
Although I do like Desert Edge Pale Ale.
Yeah?
Go there every Friday, yeah.
No. We don't drink beer to get drunk. We drink beer to enjoy the aroma, the palate, the flavors, the complex.
And the people.
And the people.
Yeah, look at all these great people.
Now, what is a hop?
A hop is the aroma and the bittering agent used to preserve beer historically.
Oh my gosh. Can you make beer without hops?
You can, but then you could use heather and other herbs. Traditionally, Scottish beers are made without hops.
You smell terrific. I'm not kidding you, folks. I mean, he didn't even have to put that hop in my nose. I could smell it from right here. You know what? It's wonderful to run into a couple of hop heads.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So, as you're pouring here now, I'm going to ask you another question. This is a fundamental question. I want you to think about it. Why do people like beer? And what's the big deal? Who cares? It's just beer.
Because it's been around for thousands and thousands of years, and it makes people happy.
There you go. Just like that. Let's pour. Let's pour. Let's pour.
You got it.
Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Get you a real.
Oh. No way, you just supersized me?
You bet I did. Why not?
This is the greatest country on earth.
5'7", 155, and it's all good.
Oh, hang on.
You got it, man.
Oh, that is delicious. Okay, wait, beer mustache.
I already have one.
I like this guy. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
You are awesome. I know, I've been watching people. There's some weird people here today.
But they're your friends. They drink beer.
All right, so we're on to this guy, beer.
Right. My favorite beer?
Yeah.
I'd have to say here, it has to be either between the UPA at Desert Edge or Hop Notch at Uinta.
No kidding.
They're great.
Now, see, there's a guy with beer taste.
He does.
Okay, you got to get away.
Taste than me.
You got to get away from the 30 stones. Okay, you got to do something besides that. You got to. If you could do your own beer and brew something, what would you put in it?
A lot of hops.
A lot of hops.
A lot of hops.
Let's talk beer.
Okay.
Let's talk beer.
Yeah, let's talk beer. What do you know about beer?
Well, I know I like to drink it. I mean, that's why I'm here, right? Outside of that, yeah, there's some great Utah breweries here. We have Bohemia, which I'm personally quite a big fan of, even though the owner died recently, I believe last year, and so they switched over, and now the son's running the brewery now.
I didn't know that. Favorite beer of yours? What is it?
I'd have to say I'm a big fan of the Ghost Rider.
This is a brewery not very well known in Utah. Who are you?
We are from Gordon Biersch out of San Jose, California, known for their brew pubs and garlic fries. That's a big part of what they do. And they opened a location actually out at the Salt Lake City International Airport in Terminal 1. That's why they decided to finally come to Utah. And the beers are absolutely amazing. Dan Gordon, the brewmaster and owner, studied in Germany for many, many years, follows German purity laws. They're all German-style beers. And all absolutely amazing beers.
I'm a fan of the real hoppy beers. It's kind of cliche by now with a lot of breweries are doing hoppy beers, but that's kind of a classic Utah thing. It seems to become, since they can't jack up the alcohol content, they jack up the hop content, and gives it some better flavor. I like it.
Put some hops in your beer. We're back over to these people right here. Have you heard of Moab beer?
Oh yes.
Rooster's beer.
No, I haven't heard of Rooster's beer.
Your favorite?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many to choose from.
It's kind of like asking about your favorite day, right? You've had a lot of good ones.
Maybe I like Thursdays. Who knows? Yeah. I'd have to say I really like Bohemia's Pilsner, or also the Tilted Smile from Uinta is fantastic.
Now, that's one I have not had. You know what? This is really funny because we've been walking around today, and this is the brewery people are talking about for some reason.
Yeah, and really the blonde Bock has been the hit, which to get a blonde Bock, most Bocks are very dark. This is a light version of a Bock. Very rare to find one of those, and it's a truly amazing beer, and at 7%, it really packs quite of an oomph, too.
I should say. So what is a Bock? I mean, you've got ales, you got lagers, you got porters, and all kinds of things. What's a Bock?
Well, Bocks are just another style of beer, just like just like all those that you just mentioned. Usually on the darker side, usually very malty.
All right, look into the camera and tell people to come to Beer Fest.
Come down to Beer Fest.
Get down here. It's a good time. Let's go.
Let's go right now. Even if you see this 6 months later, come down to Beer Fest.
That's right.
Get a time machine.
Yeah, let's do it. Hurry it up.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to ask you guys a deep question. I want you to think this through, okay? And do your best at explaining this to someone out there that doesn't know. Why do people like beer? Why do they like beer?
The coolness when it goes down your throat and the warm fuzzies it gives you afterwards.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's just intensely refreshing on a hot summer day, and also, well, you get lightly drunk. What can be better?
We've done a lot of interviews. This is the first one where anybody said anything about warm fuzzy with beer.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
And sometimes they get really chewy. They get very thick and chewy. Whereas this being a lighter version, and it's still a lagered beer, it tastes a little bit lighter. It's a lot more palatable, a lot more drinkable than really any other Bock that you see out there. And like I said, again, it's 7%, and you don't taste the 7%. It's still a very light light, drinkable beer. It's something you just really don't see anywhere else.
This guy knows his beer. I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed out there at home. This guy's talking beer here. So I pulled these guys over and I said, let's talk beer. The guy said, sure. She said no. So we put her right on camera, right?
Naturally.
Exactly. Tell us, you want to talk to your, first off, tell us your name.
My name is Ravel.
Yeah, and?
Julianne.
Okay, and why are you guys at Beer Fest today?
To drink beer. It's a really good excuse to drink in the middle of the day.
Duh. Why do you think we're at Beer Fest? You know, that kind of stuff. What are you sampling right now?
This is Unsacred Brewing's beer. This is their Priesthood Pale Ale.
Yeah, what do you think?
This is Unfaithful IPA, and it's amazing.
Well, you guys have got the camera for a minute. Anybody you want to say hi to?
No.
Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi.
Hi, Mom. Sorry she didn't bring you.
Oh, she's fine with that. It's fine.
Yeah. She would be heartily disappointed by drinking so much. Yeah. But, oh, well, yeah.
She's probably not watching right now. Have another.
Oh, we will, yeah.
All right, Beer Festival. Tell people to come to the Beer Fest. I want you, this is, if people don't come to the Beer Fest next year, it's your fault, okay? So the pressure's on. You ready? Look in the camera right here and invite them to Beer Fest.
Come to Beer Fest.
To Beer Fest next year.
Or else.
Very convincing, very good.
Or else.
So I'm going to ask you a basic question. Why do people like beer?
Because beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. That's a quote from Benjamin Franklin.
You know what? About 10 people have told me that today, but nobody says it's from Ben Franklin. They act like they invented it. They're just like, well, in my opinion, beer is proof, you know. This is a guy not only knows beer, but he's honest.
That's right, and I know my history.
All right, so how can people get your beer if they can't make it to the airport?
So 2 of them are available at most Utah State liquor stores. That would be the Czech Style Pilsner and the seasonal line, which soon will be Fest Beer. And then the other ones you can special order at any time by the case from your local state liquor store.
Unfaithful, is this your girlfriend?
No.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, she's drinking Unfaithful. She's probably somebody's girlfriend.
No, not even close.
Not any close. No, but you did bring the gold shoes.
I did. You have to sport the gold shoes.
Yeah, man, look at me in my Keens next to your gold shoes. Man, I feel so underdressed at Beer Fest. I knew this was going to happen.
Should.
You biatch.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So tell us about Unsacred then.
Unsacred is a new line of beers. We're featuring Ramondo's Wit Beer, which is a Belgian-style wheat beer, grains of paradise, bitter and sweet orange peel. We have Unfaithful IPA, which is a clean northwestern hopped IPA. We have Priesthood Pale Ale with a nice malty Maris Otter base to it. And then we have the Vision Lager, which is clean, crisp, delicious summer beer.
Yeah. You know what you forgot to mention is that this is a beer you can buy in the grocery store.
Not only the grocery store, Maverick stations. We're available in restaurants, on tap, and in bars.
Any beer that, almost any beer that you want, as long as some local distributor carries it, you can go to your local state liquor store, say, I want to order a case of Gordon Biersch Blondbach, and they'll get it in for you.
I love the name Gordon Biersch. The main thing I like about it is it sounds like somebody drunk just saying beer. I'll have a Biersch. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually one of the co-founders. His last name was Biersch, but I'm sure he caught that many times on his way growing up.
Awesome. I'm telling you, this guy knows beer. You want to know beer? Come talk to this guy.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, you're too shy to talk about beer. Are you sure? You know what? I just come walking up to these folks. And I said, let's talk about beer. And they're like, we haven't even had any yet. What the heck?
Exactly. Just got here.
You just barely got here. So you paid your money. You want your beer. Your beer mug is empty, right?
Yep.
What are you hoping to try here today?
We don't really know. We just said we get 5 for free, so might as well check out the High Point. That's what we're going to look for.
Yeah. And you like beer?
I do like beer.
Well, let me ask you a fundamental question then. What is it that people like about beer? Why do you like beer? It's been around for thousands of years. You have no words for it?
I typically don't drink beer.
Oh, you don't? Oh, a wine snob, huh? Yeah, what? I got to have a Manhattan.
No, that's not what I go for.
No, really? What kind of beer do you like generally?
I like a Belgian wit beer, actually, or an IPA. Those are my 2 favorites.
Yeah, IPA strong, the Belgian wit a little lighter, right?
Right, for sure, yeah.
Strong and light.
I like dark and thick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a girl after my own heart. I like dark beers. I like a beer that's chewy.
Guinness is one of my favorites. Absolutely.
There you go. I like this girl. Kitty shirt, gold shoes, dark beer. Oh man. Are you sure you're drinking Unfaithful?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
All right. Anybody you want to say hi to while we got the camera on you?
No.
No, absolutely
No.
Yeah, this is something Utahns don't know much about. Good beer that you can buy over the counter.
Right. We're also at Rio Tinto Stadium with Ramondo's wit beer.
Yeah. Okay, so your favorite?
Definitely the Ramondo's.
Really? Why?
Ramondo's and the lager. I like the Ramondo's because it's crisp and refreshing. The lager, like I said, it's a great summer beer when you just need to cool off.
Yeah, okay. How can people find out about you?
You can check us out on Facebook, Unsacred. We're also on Twitter, at Unsacred Brewing. And come check us out in a grocery store or on tap.
The best way to check them out is to buy one of their frickin' beers and drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, cheers.
There you go. That should be your slogan, buy our frickin' beer.
And drink it.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Hey, take care.
People like beer because it's
social, cold, wet, bubbly, flavorful.
Absolutely. There's a lot of different types of beer, so it's interesting to see what everybody is bringing down.
Yeah, light beer, dark beer. What kind of guy are you?
More light.
A light beer guy?
Yep.
Really? Okay. Light beer, dark beer. What kind of girl are you?
Pale.
Pale?
Pale ale.
You look pale. I mean, that's no.
Wait till you see me in the winter.
Why, are we going to make a date? I'd love to, actually. I'd love to, actually. All right. Have fun at Beer Fest. Tell people to come to Beer Fest right there.
We will for sure. Come to Beer Fest 2013.
Come to Beer Fest. Cheers.
Okay, folks, so there you have it. Crowd surfing at the Salt Lake Beer Festival. Look, I haven't even had one yet. Look at the sacrifice I make for you people. I've been out here talking for you, and I have no beer, but this is going to be full in a minute.